they reversed the result of your fight.
Yeah.
Should they reverse the result of that fight as well?
Just depends. Like if that changes the whole fight, if that gives Roach a victory, give him the victory. That's how you keep the integrity of the sport, right? That's why they
It looks like Tank is fed up with people mocking him for the knee he took during the Roach fight, and now he's firing back. The backlash hasn't let up since the fight ended, and Gervonta Davis is feeling the heat.
Gervonta Tank Davis, GTD, and I don't mean got the draws, went up against Lamont Roach. Let me tell you something. Tank got spanked. Roach should have won. And Tank even dropped to his knee. It should have been called.
And now, it's not just him. A new video has surfaced featuring referee Willis in an interview, adding even more fuel to the fire. Things are getting even more heated. Let's catch you up on everything that went down.
Gervonta Davis take a knee, and should he have been deducted a point and in the end lost that fight to Roach, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, if it was a draw, he take a knee. And plus
the same fans who once screamed his name, the same analysts who called him the most dangerous puncher in boxing, are now using a single moment to tear Tank down. The internet has been ruthless. Memes are everywhere, and suddenly everyone has an opinion on what went down in that ring. Meanwhile, with the New York State Athletic Commission still reviewing Steve Willis's handling of the fight, the situation is only getting more intense.
Boxing has become this thing where, you have to be undefeated for people to care about you, and that's.
He isn't wrong. Ever since the fight, the conversation hasn't been about his career, his power, or his dominance. It's been about that moment. Suddenly, the narrative around Tank has shifted. The same people who once called him unstoppable are now questioning his vulnerability. Fighters who used to avoid mentioning his name are now taking shots, acting like this is their chance to challenge him. And the biggest insult? People are actually acting like Shakur Stevenson could walk right through him now.
What may happen against Shakur Stevenson? I hear more about Shakur Stevenson after this fight than I hear about Lamont Roach, which I think is sad.
I lost focus in there, but that doesn't mean he snapped. I'll get back up and we'll see what everyone says then. I'll put all of them down. It's clear Tank isn't just responding to the Roach fight. He's responding to the disrespect. He sees the analysts, the fans, and the fighters taking shots at him, and he's making it known that he isn't backing down. But while Tank deals with the backlash, the debate around the fight itself is still raging. The ProBox TV panel discussion made one thing clear. What happened in that ring was a disaster. Veteran boxing writer Dan Rafael didn't hold back. That bad night by Willis cost Lamont Roach a championship. It deprived him of handing the first loss to America's top fighter. A lot went wrong, and it was all against Lamont Roach.
The question is about Gervonta Davis's power. What is his power like? Is he as hard a puncher as he's made out to be? If the best name that somebody could give me of somebody that he knocked out is a little dude who was at his, fourth weight? I can't read.
Jack Rice, a respected former referee, along with trainer Stephen Bredman Edwards and former champions Chris Algieri and Paulie Malignaggi were all in agreement. Roach's knockdown should have been called. The way Steve Willis handled the situation raised too many questions. First, there was the hesitation. Then, there was the fact that Tank turned his back and walked to his corner mid-round. And in the middle of all this, his trainer, Calvin Ford, was allowed to step up and wipe his face with a towel. How does that happen? Malignaggi asked during the panel. How does a fighter just walk to his corner, get his face wiped, and the ref does nothing? That's insane.
To me, I think I won the fight. Now, granted, ninth round should have been called a knockdown. Two judges on the official scorecards gave him the round 10-9. If that was a knockdown, I win the round 10-8.
You lost that fight. I mean, the only reason they gave you the fight was because you would make more money as a champion, but there's no way it's a draw, and they didn't call it a knockdown. If they called a knockdown...
And now, ProBox TV founder Gary Jonas, who also advises Roach, is taking things a step further. He's officially filed an appeal with the New York State Athletic Commission, pushing for the fight's result to be overturned and for Roach to be declared the winner. His reasoning? The knockdown was clear. Tank turned his back mid-fight. Calvin Ford illegally stepped onto the ring apron. Any one of those things should have been enough for Willis to take a point. People make mistakes, but this always happens to favor the A-side Breadman Edwards pointed out, a statement that many fans strongly agree with. When Tank was the undefeated superstar, everything went his way. But now that there's a moment of weakness, suddenly everyone is talking about how boxing protects its biggest stars.
So when your foot's out, 1 foot out, you're going to get in the ring and you're going to have that moment where you got to step it up and it just won't come. But I think that's what happened.
What do you think about him taking the knee at that point?
I think that...
should it have been ruled a knockdown?
100%.
Yeah, the no knockdown, that was like unheard of. It was the first time I've ever seen it with my own 2 eyes. And
But while the commission reviews the fight, Tank is focused on something else. Revenge. He sees what's happening. He knows that if he had knocked out Roach early, none of this would even be a conversation. He knows that the same analysts who are criticizing him now would be praising his power if things had gone differently. And let's not forget the fighters, circling around him now. Shakur Stevenson wasted no time throwing shade, implying that Tank's performance proves he can't handle pure boxers. Ryan Garcia, of course, couldn't resist getting involved, clowning Tank on Twitter and saying, "Not so scary anymore, huh?"
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
Even Devin Haney, who has had his fair share of back and forth with Tank, made sure to remind everyone, real champions don't take knees. Tank isn't just hearing all this, he's taking notes. For him, this is personal. Now, it's not just about whether the knee should have been counted as a knockdown. It's about proving that one shaky night doesn't erase everything he's done. He's always been known as the most dangerous puncher in the division, and he's determined to remind the world exactly why. Next voice, there's already talk of a rematch with Roach, but
When Tank did that when he took the knee, what do you think when he took the knee? I can't speak on it. Can't speak on that? Can't speak on it. He did some bull though? I can't speak on it. You have no personal opinion, nothing? Can't, especially you.
And you thought it was just an off night, or?
Everybody has an off night. Everybody has an off night. Yeah, I had a fucking off night with fucking crew. Everyone has a fucking off night. It's fucking boxing. You want to run that back?
this point, that doesn't seem like enough for Tank. He's looking beyond Roach. He wants to shut up every single person who's spoken on his name. He wants to erase this moment from history with a knockout so brutal that nobody ever brings up the Roach fight again. But the reality is, this controversy isn't going anywhere. Even if the New York Commission doesn't overturn the fight, this will be a stain on Tank's legacy, at least for now. Fighters like Floyd Mayweather, Canelo, Alvarez, and even Muhammad Ali all had moments where they were doubted. But the difference is how they responded.
Gervonta Davis take a knee, and should he have been deducted a point, and in the end lost that fight to Roach, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, if it was a draw, he take a knee. And plus the corner go up and put it a towel in the face, that's a disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rules. But
there's no doubt about that, but if you take a knee in the fight and you touch down, whilst punches are being thrown, it has to be a knockdown. I've heard some people saying, "Oh, that he should be disqualified. He went back to the corner." I don't buy that, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that's a warning, but it's a bit of a bizarre situation for me.
However, even though Tank hates it, the criticism keeps coming from some of the biggest voices in boxing. Every day, the debate over his controversial moment grows louder, with more fighters, analysts, and even officials weighing in. The controversy isn't dying down, it's getting worse. And now, the latest twist is adding even more fuel to the fire. A new video has emerged, showing referee Steve Willis being confronted